One of the things I like to do when prototyping with Arduino is create a flowchart of my needs for the prototype. And the reason I do this is because Arduino really is plug and play. The open source community is so large and there's so many accessories that if I can design a diagram that says I need an LCD screen or I need Wi-Fi or I need an LED, I can pretty much find that source code online or at least references to something that's similar and plug that code into my software and make it work. So I'd like to run through a couple of examples of how I do that. So first, let's just talk about something like home automation. It's something we're kind of familiar with. And we had a doorbell. And we want it to send us a text message when anyone rings my doorbell. That's it. MVP would tell us our customers want a text message when they press the doorbell button. That doesn't mean we don't want to include video, but that might not be for the first round of this project. So we've got a doorbell. So essentially we have a button press and we want it to send us a text message on our phone. Now, if we were to really pare it down from an MVP, we want notification when the doorbell's pressed. Well, we could do that with a bell, with an LED. But what we really want is notification of our doorbell pressed no matter where we are in the world. Okay, so that's how I would describe this project. So here's my doorbell, you press it. What do I need to do? Well, I'm going to need some way for the doorbell to connect to my phone, right? And this is where things get complicated. We could talk about this cloud-based service, and the cloud goes to my phone. But we could talk about other options, right? We could have Wi-Fi, we could have Bluetooth, usually low energy. That would limit our scope of saying anywhere in the world. But it allows us to start looking at, okay, we've got this cloud. Well, what is the cloud? Is it our own server? Is it something like if this, then that? Or tons of different, typically .io platforms that are out there. And now I can start looking at this in a flowchart. I've got a button to my Arduino. That might have power, which we'll need to address. And what does power mean? Well, power can be plugged into a wall, right? Power could be to a 9-volt battery. Power could be to actually the doorbell itself. Maybe that's 12 volts. So we can start looking at all these different modules and put them together to see what makes the most sense. So this is our Arduino. And then we're going to look at some kind of cloud-based service, and then that goes to our cell phone. And what that allows me to do is now start looking at independent chunks of code. So how do I get an Arduino to talk to the cloud? What's out there for talking to the cloud? If I'm going to use something like if this, then that, or something like ThingSpeak, is there an API? Is there code already out there? And the answer is yes. That's what's so cool about Arduino. If I wanted to do this, I'm pretty sure that I could go out to if this then that, or if I could go to ThingSpeak or one of these other platforms, Adafruit.io. I bet there's code out there already that allows me to press a button that would send a text. And now all I have to do is modify that to work with my doorbell and modify that to send the message I want to work with. And now I have a fully function working prototype. Really exciting, really cool. Let's look at another example, because there are a couple of things to think about. If we were to look at something like 3D printing, that solves a real problem, right? Rapid manufacturing was very expensive. To create multiple reliable plastic-based prototypes for product developers was not an easy thing to do in the past, before we had things like this MakerBot. Now you might look at this and say, okay, what do we need to do? We need an X and we need a Y and we need a Z, right? We need to move this extruder head. The extruder head has to melt out plastic, all right? So there's my sketching of my diagram. But here's where it gets complicated. When I say I need to move in an X and a Y, what does that mean? Does that mean my Arduino needs 2 motors? And there's an X and a Y, and then that third axis, Z? Is that what it means? You would think so, right? Looking at this, got an X, Y, Do I move the platform? Do I move the head? What do I do? And speaking of whether you move the platform or you move the printing head, what does it mean when you start looking at something like this? Right? What size does it need to be? Oh, I can move the platform, and actually you can move the head in one direction and the platform in another direction. And you say, well, that seems logical, right? But when you start prototyping, what I want you to do is think creatively. What if you didn't move the platform at all? What if you didn't move the extruder head at all? What if your platform only required one motor? What if it required 7 motors? I mean, where would we be when you start looking at this, right? This is a very different platform, these Delta platforms, where we have 3 motors moving ahead, and there's actually, in a way, no Z, right? There's the X and the Y, and the X and the Y motors combined create the Z. So creative thinking and creative solutions are so valuable when it comes to prototyping Arduino. And creating these little system flow charts, I think, is equally as powerful. You'll see once you get online and start looking at things, 3D printing is a great example. If I wanted to build a 3D printer right now, there is tons of code out there that would help me get started building my own 3D printer. But we want to innovate. So how would you make a printer with 1 motor? How would you make a printer with no motors? Think about that.